Cora Uppel developed a twisted fascination with Ellie, who plays the role of Amy Mitchell in the BBC One soap, and in 2023, relentlessly sent her hundreds of social media messages and tagged her in a multitude of stories. Ellie, who joined EastEnders in 2022 after having previously starred in Silent Witness and a West End production of Matilda, said that she felt threatened and begged for help from the police, wanting the matter to stop, and Uppel was slapped with a 5-year restraining order. In November 2024, the restraining order was updated with much tighter conditions following further stalking, and Uppel was handed a 9-month prison term suspended for 15 months by magistrates. Uppel went on to target Ellie's mother Nicole Gibbard on social media last year, prior to a second arrest. Uppel had sent a friend request to Nicole, which was reported to the police, and a month later, Uppel used another account to follow Nicole's Instagram account. Upon arrest, Uppel first declared that the friend request was an accident, although she later claimed that her actions were a result of impulse and her desire to apologize. At her latest sentencing, Ellie provided a victim impact statement, though Judge Lee Harris declined to have it read aloud in court at risk of it providing some level of comfort, excitement, or encouragement to Uppel. Judge Harris also was vocal in his belief that Uppel, who was considered by the probation service to pose a high risk of serious harm, could go on to reoffend, and declared a custodial sentence appropriate for the case. Speaking directly to Uppel, who appeared via prison video link, he said, "You are obsessed with Ellie Dadd, an actress in EastEnders. Because of your obsession, a restraining order was granted against you in 2023. You breached that in 2024, and a further restraining order was issued, which extended the scope of the original order. You also received a suspended sentence order." On May 10, 2025, Nicola Gibbard, Ellie Dadd's mother, received a follow request from you. That was reported to police. On June 9, 2025, Ms. Gibbard's Instagram account was followed by you. Both of those were in breach of your court order. You denied the offenses, saying the follows were accidental. Well, they weren't, and you now say you were doing it impulsively to try and apologize. Your offenses are very significantly aggravated by your previous convictions. You also have a history of disobeying court orders. I also take into account the impact on family members, as it was Ms. Gibbard who received this contact. I accept you are expressing remorse, but bearing in mind your history and the assessment by the probation service of your future risk, I am slightly skeptical, although I accept as much as I can that your remorse is as you say it is. Judge Harris then gave Uppel a grave warning about continuing her behavior. Cora Uppel, you need to know this. Ellie Dadd is not your friend. She is not going to be your friend. She doesn't want to be your friend. You don't know her. She doesn't know you. I see you nodding, but I don't think you really accept it. When Uppel confirmed verbally that she understood, he continued, "You need to accept that and get used to it. Behavior such as yours is deeply scary for those who are subjected to it, particularly when there is repeat offending, and they feel they cannot get rid of it. You need to get it into your head that you are not going to be friends with Ellie Dadd. I hope what I have said has had some force, but I doubt it has. I am worried about your future behavior. I'm worried the pre-sentence report writer says you present a high risk of reoffending in respect of Ellie Dadd, and have a high risk of causing serious harm to her." Judge Harris then sentenced Uppel to 63 weeks imprisonment for the restraining order breaches, and an additional 18 weeks consecutive for the SSO breach. He also extended the existing restraining order to March 2031. Following the sentencing, investigating officer, PC Sophie Laurie said, "Uppel has targeted her victim for years, repeatedly contacting and harassing her and her family through multiple different social media profiles. This repeated and unwanted behavior has had an untold effect on her victim, and we hope that this outcome will enable her to move on with her life without the fear of being contacted again. Harassment can take many different forms, and I would urge anyone who feels they are being targeted to come forward and report it." Metro has contacted Ellie Dadd's representative for a comment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.